what different offices and groups across your campus are working together to pull this event together for your students?
So I'm going to think about the flow of the event so I can tell you. So the students come in, we have a signing table there, and in the signing table is usually managed by the recruiter that is in charge of that particular high school. And just to go back to the previous question, we focus on the local high schools in the month of April, and then we go to the regionals in the month of May. So just to put that out there. So then the student goes in, signs, they have a folder prepared with them that includes ranking, SAT scores, all those sort of things. Everything is within FERPA. It's a one-to-one, so we don't share all this with everybody there. So we talk to the students. We kind of do a screening of them. If we need to do a change of major, for example, we have personnel from the Office of Admissions there. So we have admissions and the Office of Recruiting. The recruiter is in charge of the event, but he or she has the support from the administration of the recruiting office. So once they pass that and once they're ready to get advice, then we send them to the group of advisors. And we have a combination of students from different from advisors from different colleges, and but most of them are from the Office of Recruitment. So we have other recruiters advising. We have some of the part-timers also advising, and we have a few college advisors, and we also have a few advisors from the Office of Retention. So just advising, we probably have about 3 to 5 different offices helping. We need to understand that while we're doing that, there's also registration going on at the university. So I don't have 5 advisors from the College of Business. They spare one with me. Once they're done with that, then they go to, we have a small setup there, and they learn about study abroad. So the Office of International Engagement is there. They also know about the vaccination requirements. Here in Texas, we have the requirement of bacterial meningitis. So they have the student health office is there. We also have the TRIO programs there, trying to recruit the students. We also have a few student organizations sometimes that they set up booths just to provide information. We have the Office of Student Conduct there, so they can know about some of the things that they can do while they're on campus, and those sort of things. A few times we have had faculty, but they don't have a role. They just walk around, and there was one time that it was extremely cool because I stopped by one of the advising sessions, and I was looking at the schedule, and I saw the name of the faculty member that was with me. So I was like, oh, by the way, he's going to be your student in the fall semester. And the student was like, oh, my goodness, the faculty member's here. So we take a few faculty members once in a while just to walk around, but they don't take a role in the session. They just, they're there in case something is needed, or in this case, it was a good introduction to the faculty member. And then they end with the Office of Student Orientation and Leadership programs, because they actually registered for orientation, and we use some of the computers that they have there at the high school, and they register for one of the sessions. And once that finished, we provide them with a T-shirt, and then we have like a photo booth there where they can take a picture and use social media and things like that. So and sometimes we have our PR person, our social media person there. So I just went over, and we probably talking about 30 people helping in the event from 12 different departments. So it takes a lot. So imagine passing everybody through high school security and making sure that we find parking spaces at the high schools. Sometimes our lunch is like 30 minutes because we run over the next session, and we just bring pizzas from different places, or they eat actually high school food. They go to the high school cafeteria. But it is a fun event. It's a way to connect with folks in a different way with departments in a different context, I guess, outside of their normal day-to-day location. That is the beautiful university that we have. There's a lot of people that look forward to these events, and like I mentioned, it is our signature event, and it's heavy on it's a lot of it takes a lot of planning. It's very stressful. But it gives us a good parameter at the end of May to see how we're doing with our recruitment efforts and how much we have to push and where we have to push in the 3 months that we have for registration prior to the beginning of the semester. So where do we put our marketing efforts? Where do we put our funds? Do we need to push this sector of the city more than the other ones? Should we focus more on the parents? Which out of town school didn't perform the way we wanted? What do we do? So it allow us to do that in a better way. We don't have, by then we already have, I want to say 75% of our incoming freshman class already registered. So then we can focus more on what are we missing, where do we focus, in what area do we focus more, and also gives us a lot of time to prepare for the next recruiting year.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable because it really solves two challenges that I think a lot of institutions are facing. One, it's declining enrollment and getting students to engage with your institution. But the other is getting students the information that they need. My background's in student success. I was in first year advisor for many, many years. I've worked many summer orientations for days, registering students one after the other, and organizing orientation with other stakeholders across campus. And I just know that one of the problems we always faced was information overwhelm for the students, that we are cramming all the information they could ever need to know about being successful in college into 2 days, when they're interested in, getting their schedule and meeting people and like seeing what their res hall is going to look like. Right. And we're like, but no, you need to know all of these things that might happen to you. And some of that comes in one ear and out the other. But what you're doing here is you're sort of slowly rolling out and introducing and reintroducing and sharing information over time. So you're giving yourself time to recruit students and manage enrollment in a healthy way, but you're also giving students time to sort of make the transition to higher ed experience.
That is correct. It's funny you mentioned that. We have the previous two directors of orientation leadership programs. They were like, so how am I going to make them come to orientation if they're not going to get their schedule? They came from from different areas, and I was like, don't worry about it. They'll come, and they do. We have a huge, and it's a mandatory orientation. So if they don't come, we put a hold on the students, but we have 95% participation. But our newest director, he said, like, oh my God, this is great, because then I can put more of my programming into the session, and it has worked tremendously well. Something I forgot to say, which is huge, is very important. An office that I failed to name is the Office of Financial Aid. Actually, before they go into the fairs or into the different booths of the information that we have, a mandatory stop is the financial aid officers, and right after they get their advising and their schedule, they stop with financial aid, and they have their computers there. They make sure that they don't have any items pending, that the financial aid was submitted correctly, that if they need a form, they have it right there. There was one time that we took IT with us. We had some issues with the creation of the emails, but the two offices that are on call are the IT department. So we have somebody that is on call at every single event, and then we have the Office of the University Registrar in case we have issues with registration errors. If some class is closed, can we increase the capacity? So there's somebody on call for each one of these events. So I just forgot to include them. But yeah, that step with financial aid is key, because you can have the schedule, how you're going to pay for them. So we take at least 4 advisors and one of the administrators from the financial aid office, and they also participate in this event. So